You serious?
Right, I'm Marcus Bronzy. This is How to Kill an Hour. We usually do a lot of chitty chatty stuff at the start, but Dev's got a phone call that he wants to make. But should in case this is the first time you're listening to this whole scenario, Dev's going to set it up for us. So what's the setup, bro?
So this was when I recorded an episode of Bargain Hunt for Children in Need. Don't really have to talk about my charity work. Raise a lot of money though. And we was with a couple of Radio 4 presenters, and I'm trying to remember the story that I was telling them in the back of a cab on the way back to London after filming, and it was only because I just got a little bit nervous and uncomfortable with the silence, and then maybe I was showing off in front of one of the Radio 4 presenters because I fancied her a little bit. And
who's it?
Yeah,
Who
is it? I don't know. Alice will remember when I call her.
Right.
She'll remember the names. All right, no, yeah. I was telling my mate Marcus about that cab ride on the way back from filming Bargain Hunt, and I said I think I was showing off in front of, was her name Asma?
Asthma, but you kept calling it asthma, like the lung condition.
Because you told me that that's how to remember it. You said just remember like asthma.
And then don't say it.
I think I was showing off in front of her a little bit, so I was telling her some like really inappropriate. It was either that or I was just uncomfortable with the silence. So I can't remember, what did I start telling her? I just remember being really inappropriate.
He put his headphones in, he was listening, and then he was like, I'm just going to check this work actually, excuse me.
So what, you told a story that was so fucking off key that
I forgot
that someone put on his headphones halfway through.
So what was the name of
He was really engaged, and then he was like, I think I've just got to listen to this silence on my iPad.
Yeah, sure he did. What was your better at names? He's like a political correspondent or something, like a very well respected Radio 4 presenter.
Robinson, right? Is their name?
Something Robinson.
Nick. No?
Nick Robinson. That's right. Yeah.
So when he put the headphones in, Dev,
Yeah.
did you keep telling the story?
I think so. Or maybe I told 2 stories. Because I saw like...
You told 37 stories.
Because Asma was laughing. I was like, she's loving it. Go on, keep reading out the stories.
And what
He
was
was loving it as well, so you were like, right.
Yeah, I was. She proper catered to my ego. It's like, oh, she's like... Because she was quite impressed that we were, Radio 1, sort of young, cool, whatever. And I just can't remember what I was telling her.
You were all those things. I mean, I kept very quiet during the meeting.
Can we have an example of one of these stories? Because
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember now.
Was it a rude story? Like, was there nakedness in it?
I think so.
There was one about Japan. What was the one about Japan?
Did I tell the Japan story?
There was one about a girl, obviously, before you were married, like now, in Japan, and
I think I've told. See,
are you on a train? Like is it a busy train?
Nah, it's all right. You're never gonna see any of these people
really
again.
busy.
You'll never see any of these people again.
No, you won't see him again. Just
They
tell
don't
the
know
story.
you.
Give him something to talk about. Go on.
If I can stall you for 2.5 minutes, then I can certainly.
You've got 2.5 minutes to tell us the story. Go.
There's no way I told that one in front of Asma. No way.
No, you did. It was.
Share the story with us. What is the story?
That's so embarrassing.
Yeah, it's the
What was
one
I-
you're thinking of.
What was I playing? Do you reckon I was I wrong to be picking up on those vibes? Do you think, Alice?
What were you getting? Intense romantic vibes.
Just a bit. Like, I think we were both sort of impressed with each other. Do you not think? Did I make that up in my head?
So was I just a third wheel?
You and old Nick.
We were giving each other the silent treatment. Yeah.
Well, no, because we were talking about this before. This is how we got onto this story. Actually, is that what I feel a lot of these sort of like old guard presenters like to try and do is they think that we're gonna get them like, oh, you lot are old, you're out of touch. They think that that's how we're gonna be. So they try and beat us to the punch by going, oh, we don't really know about any of this cool stuff. But she didn't do
They
it.
like to get in early, don't they?
Yeah, she didn't really do it, but I feel like he did a bit.
Yeah, I think the thing was he was really ready to. I think it's a save face, isn't it?
Right.
But he was really ready to be like, I want you to know that I don't think that I'm down with the kids.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about your music or your culture or your way of life. But he wanted to get that out first.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I get, because it's to kind of protect yourself and be like, I'm not trying to be something I'm not.
Oh man, do you think we'll be like that one day?
Yeah, you're not far from it.
I did ask an
I did 18
intern.
months.
I did ask an intern when I was telling a story in front of somebody. I did turn around and ask an intern. I went, "How old are you?" Because I needed to find out how old they were before I could tell the story.
And how old were they?
22.
You're like,
It's
"Oh,
fine.
God."
22. It's
that's
fine.
fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's the one
So
won't
I
get
just
trouble.
got off the train, by the way, so now I can speak openly.
Okay.
I mean, I can't because I have to visit the station every day, but I think they know that I'm a dirtbag, so it's totally fine. So I think the story that you told was about you were visiting Japan and you were with a lady and something was going on. Like, were you tied up? Was she tied up? Were you wearing something sexy? Was she wearing something sexy?
Oh.
Anyway, you got naked and she was not impressed.
No. See, you're confusing ladies. There was a Japanese dominatrix at a club that I went to, an S&M bar, and this was sort of after the ordeal of me. I think I've told you this story before. I ended up on stage doing a little bit of a performance or whatever. Nothing that I regret. And afterwards, when I was getting changed to go home, I think that the dominatrix was still carrying on the act because she'd asked to see me change, and then when she'd see my penis, she pointed at it and just went, it's normal size. Like I do think, yeah, it probably is. She's probably seen a lot of penises. It probably is just a normal size, but I think she'd said it to try and take me down a peg. She'd seen me giving it the big one on stage and stuff, and then just sort of thought.
I thought you were going to say, actually, in translation, that generally means like jumbo, like normal size. In Japanese, it means
Enormous size.
Well, not to be stereotypical and quite frankly a bit racist, right? But normal size in Japan, I feel that might be a bit of an insult.
Wow. Okay. Sure. You went there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've watched a lot of Japanese porn, but to be honest with you, they blur out a lot of the good bits, so I can't see exactly what's going on.
Story.
Oh, what was it?
So you were showing off, and I remember now, and you were showing off because in all the time we've known each other, I never got this many stories like back to back. There was a story about you going to Ibiza.
Oh God, this was after the summer, isn't it? Was it the one where I weed on someone?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Now I'm thinking about it. I've never been more of a third wheel.
Oh.
You guys are totally vibing off each other.
Oh my God! Why would I have told her the story about me weeing on somebody? That's like, was I trying to see if she was into it?
I don't know. You told, honestly, in the space of, we were probably in the car an hour, but you easily told 107 anecdotes.
Oh no! I think I just wanted her to think, what a wild and crazy guy. Like, I thought her regular day-to-day Radio 4, probably quite routine, probably quite boring. Maybe, have a little walk on the wild side with young hot Dev over here. Is she's properly married? I think she's married.
Yeah, she's married with a baby, yeah.
Oh dear. All right, I don't know. Maybe I was just...
And she has asthma.
It's just... and she's got asthma.
And her name's Asthma.
No, hang on. Was that a joke? Does she actually have asthma?
No, her name's asthma.
I was like, I didn't see her bring out an inhaler or anything.
I thought she was named after her
a condition. Well, no, that'd have been quite
After her
difficult.
ailment. Yeah,
That'd have
why
been
do you
quite-
think I'm called eczema?
Eczema Levine.
Alice Eczema Levine, duh.
Do you think though, in summary, do you think I was barking up the wrong tree? Do you think she was slightly a bit impressed? She was a bit, right?
I think she's intrigued, sure.
Yeah. Who knows?
Why? Is this what this is all about? Are you about to ring Asthma at home with her husband and baby
Please.
and composition her?
Just put it all on the line. Like, no,
What is this sordid podcast?
no. I think. Do you know what?
It's a gadget podcast.
We're actually supposed to be talking about tech and gadgets, but we sort of got off topic a little bit. I can't remember why.
And gadgets. You guys are way off.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll do some product placement in a bit. We'll get back on track. Don't worry. Thanks very much for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much. Speak to you soon.
Thanks, Alice.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye. Bye.
If you listen to a lot of podcasts, you might recognise her from one kick-ass piece of podcast. You didn't even.
Tim might give you a plug. Tim might give you a plug now. She might give you a plug after that. My Dad Wrote a Porno, one of the most popular podcasts
It is
in
a
the
sick
world.
fucking podcast.
Yeah,
That's Alice
yeah,
from My
it's
Dad
good.
Wrote a Porno. Fuck it, if you've not listened to that podcast, it's fucking hilarious. Someone's dad wrote a porno, and such a fucking simple idea. It's wicked.
Do you know what would be
Fucking
worse?
such a
Do you know what would be
legendary
worse
idea.
though?
What?
Or what would be better? My dad was in porno. Now there's a fucking podcast, mate. You just get your dad. You like, yo, dad.
That's fucking uncomfortable.
Oh no, hang
bruv.
on, because would that mean that because they've obviously read what he's written?
What about I was conceived to a porno?
I was conceived in porno.
In porno.
When you watch all the films he's made and try and figure, oh no, I'm making myself feel sick. Sorry, no. It's
What?
abandon that idea.
Someone's dad saying to their child, "Look, this is me making you. This is the moment."
You don't want to see. No, you don't want to see that. There's a few things in this world you can never ever see. A little bit like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters, right? And I think if you saw your own parents fucking, I think you just explode out of just disgust.
It's one of the things I'm glad to say I've never seen.
That's my new podcast, dog. We started up. My dad was in porn.
My dad was in a porno.
Or I'm gonna be in porn, then have a kid just so I can make the podcast. My dad was in porn. No.
Whilst I must commend you on such a long-term strategy for a show, because that's commitment, bruv. You've got to put in a lot of time,
This is the kind of guy I am.
and you got to decide.
Method actor.
Are you just going to surprise it on them? Like, you're going to say, hey, you're going to do this podcast about my son's into, like, you know, he's into gaming or whatever. And yeah, by the way, this podcast is about when I nailed your mum and made you. Is that what it's going to be?
Maybe. if all else fails, it'll be my plan B.
Oh my gosh. Right. Well, I think that's made a tidy little episode. That was a nice story,
was good
Dev. Thank
fun,
you
man.
very much.
That was good
Thank you
fun.
very much. And you know what I appreciate, though, is you're quite open with your sexual adventures, man.
Thanks,
One
man.
day, maybe I'll be able to share.
I feel like it's just sort of the best way to be, you know. Also, I feel like if I keep them all cooped up inside, I feel like they turn into issues and hang-ups. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe that's my problem.
Have I told you about the podcast where I sort of accidentally weed on somebody?
You've not told me about it.
We'll say that for another podcast, I think. There's a
Okay,
nice little cliffhanger for you, but we won't leave you waiting 20 years like Trainspotted.
Right, there's plenty of ways to kill some time out there. Sometimes it's about calling your friend and asking them about when you got your penis judged in another country by a dominatrix.
Normal size.
No, enormous size. That's what she said.
She said enormous size.